Alright, so this is a video on the third section of, or the last section on simplifying rational expressions. And basically what you're going to be looking at is you're going to be looking at a bunch of equations where the factoring is a little bit more difficult. So for this one, what you can see is there's going to be an x and a z. So there's two variables in here, which it's not crazy, but it'll be something that we're a little bit not used to, which is why it's called the advanced one. Alright, so anyway, the first thing we can do is we can see that a 5 can factor out of the numerator. So 5, this will be 2x plus z. Now I'm writing with my mouse, so you're going to have to bear with me. Alright, now this one's a little trickier, because if the z squared and the z wasn't there, if it just said 14x squared plus 5x minus 1, this wouldn't be a problem. We could do AC method factoring like normal. And we are still going to do AC method factoring like normal. It's just going to look a little bit weird. So if we drag this down here, a times c is going to be negative 14x squared z squared. Now if you remember, in typical AC method factoring, this number, when we split it into its factors, have to add up to this middle number. That middle number is 5, so the factors that we're going to use are negative 7, negative 2, and positive 7. And the reason that we're using those, let me move this over a minute, 7. The reason that we're using those is because negative 2 times 7 is negative 14, and negative 2 plus 7 is positive 5. Now the difference is, we also have to choose factors of the variables where the variables themselves can multiply out to be x and z. Well, that's pretty simple. That just means x squared and z squared. That means both of these need an xz. If you look at that again, this tells you exactly what's going on, because negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. X times x is x squared. Z times z is z squared. And also when you add up both of these terms, negative 2xz plus 7xz is 5xz. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. Because this is AC method, what we're doing is, instead of writing this middle term, we're going to replace it with this chunk. And so we're going to rewrite these two on the outside. So 14x squared minus 2xz plus 7xz minus z squared. Now, that's the exact same equation as the middle one, as the original one, because these two things add up to be this. That's the point. But we're grouping in order to solve it. So I'm going to split this up into two pieces. I'm going to group the first two terms, and I'm going to group the last two terms to figure out what's common. So the first thing I see is that a 2 can come out of this one, and also an x is common. So 2x is going to come out, and it's going to leave me with 14 divided by 2 is 7, x squared divided by x is x, negative 2 divided by 2 is 1, and x divided by x cancels and just leaves me this z. So I have 7x minus 2 right here. And then over here, what is common is just a z. No numbers are common, so it's just z. Z is in both. So I'm going to put plus z. Actually, here, let me put that in this blue color. Z. And then I'm left with 7xz divided by z cancels the z's, so just 7x. And then I'm going to be left with minus z. This should also be a z. Now, if you notice, the way we did AC method factoring is we know we're correct if these two factors are the exact same, and if they are, we just write it by copying down that factor once, 7x minus z, and then we also take the outside terms, and that becomes another factor. So 2x plus z. Goodness, that's bad. So this is what the new factorization looks like. On the top, it's 5, 2x plus z over 7x minus z times 2x plus z. Of course, that means these terms cancel. And so my final answer is 5 over 7x minus z. Now, of course, if there was other things to multiply, because it says use expanded form, then we would need to actually multiply them back out, because you should not have parentheses left if it is asking for it in expanded form. All right, so let's look at another one. Okay, all right, so for this example, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be breaking this out, and again, these are x to the fourths, so what we know is we're going to end up having to pull out common factors that are larger. So for this one, what I can first see is that all of them contain an x squared. So if I take out this x squared first, it would say x squared, x to the fourth divided by x squared is x squared. Negative 2x to the third is negative 2x. And then 1x squared divided by x squared is 1. Okay, so that's the first part. Now on the bottom, I get something similar. A 2 is common between all these numbers. That's it. And then also x squared. So I could rewrite this as 2x squared on the outside. And if I divide all of those terms by this common factor, 2x squared, 14x to the fourth divided by 2x squared is going to be 7x squared. Negative 8x to the third divided by 2x squared is negative 4x. And negative 6x squared divided by 2x squared is negative 3. Okay? All right, so this is what I'm at the moment. But I still have to continue. I have to continue to factor this guy. If you notice, the factors of 1 that add up to negative 2 would just be x minus 1 times x minus 1. So x minus 1 times x minus 1. Okay? So there's the top all done. If you see this one again, notice this is an AC method again. So A times C multiplies out, and it will be negative 21x squared. Okay? So if I have negative 21x squared, and it's supposed to add up to be negative 4x, the factors of negative 21x squared that add up to be negative 4x will be, and let me write it over here in red so we don't confuse ourselves, will be negative 7x and a positive 3x. Okay, so negative 7x times 3x gives us negative 21x squared, and coincidentally also adds up to be negative 4x. All right, so we are going to replace the negative 4x with negative 7x plus 3x, and we're going to pull back 7x squared and... What's going on here? Uh-oh. I have lost control of the screen. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My screen bugged out and it kept scrolling down. All right. Anyway, to go back to where we left off, 7x squared is going to come back over here. And negative 3 is going to come back over here. So again, this reads the exact same as the original, 7x squared minus 4x minus 3, with the exception that we split up negative 4x into negative 7x and 3x. So when I factor these, of course, 7 and x is common. So I can pull out, I'm going to write it right here. Unfortunately, you can't write in these lines, otherwise it clicks an answer. So I'm going to pull out that 7x, and that's going to give us what would be left there is just x minus 1. Okay? And then let's pick green. Over here, when I split it, I'm going to pull out a positive 3. And that's also going to leave me x minus 1. So there is those common factors. So I know I'm correct. So x minus 1 is definitely going to be in there. And then what's left outside, 7x plus 3, is also going to be in there. Last thing is, please do not forget about this 2x squared that was already on the bottom. All right? Okay, so we have finally factored it. This took a little bit of time, but we have factored. Here is where we've got to now make sure that we finish this off correctly. And so the first thing we can do is we can cancel. X minus 1s are gone. Now, if you remember from class, because these x minus 1s canceled, that means there's a hole in the graph at x equals 1. So x equals 1 is an undefined point, right? What real values of x make the expression undefined? Well, there's a hole at 1, so a hole makes it undefined. And then also, a vertical asymptote makes it undefined. And so we're going to have a vertical asymptote any place where it's not canceled. But if you're not real careful, you'll not notice that there's also a hole where these cancel. X squareds completely go away. Well, you can ask yourself, what value of x do you have to plug in to make x squared equal to 0? Well, it's just when x is 0, right? If I plug in 0 for this and square it, it gives me 0. So that means there's also a hole in the graph at x equals 0. Well, the last place I need to consider is what happens if there is still a term that makes the bottom 0? Well, remember again from class, then that means this would be a vertical asymptote at that location, which also makes the graph undefined. And you got to actually solve that one out. So 7x plus 3 equals to 0 occurs when I subtract 3 from both sides and when I divide both sides by 7. So there would be a vertical asymptote at x equals -3/7. Okay, so boom. Also not allowed to be there. Final step is if I plug in everything, like what I have left, I would have x minus 1 divided by 2 parentheses 7x plus 3, which would normally be fine except for the fact that it wants this in expanded form. You shouldn't have parentheses left when it's in expanded form. So I can get rid of those parentheses, and that means I actually need to distribute this 2. That makes this 14x plus 6, because that 2 will distribute into the 7x, and it will distribute into the 3. And now that we have selected all the values that makes this thing undefined and expanded it, we're done. Okay? So hopefully this video helps you. You know, this section is just several different ways of showing that you can factor. It's all realistically the same skill. It just makes the skill a little bit harder here. They're less obvious. So just make sure you're paying attention to, hey, can I pull out a common factor? Hey, if this term is not 1, right, since that was 7x squared, can I still do my AC method factoring? If you can't do your AC method factoring, if you don't remember how to do it, you can still use quadratic formula. And you just need to make sure that you're tracking what values of x's these make, right? Because quadratic formula doesn't give you the factors, it just gives you the zeros. But those things can also factor. So, I've got to put my kids to bed, and hopefully this was helpful to you. If you've got some other questions, I'm not going to have time to make another video, but I can do my best to try. It's probably not likely I'll be able to answer again tonight, but I can do my best to try to help you at some point tomorrow. Anyway, have a good night.